You said that you were following the papal bull, right?
Orders from the queen. Which she was reading the papal bull. She translated it.
And nowhere in here did it say rape, genocide, slavery, human trafficking, or arson, correct?
At the time.
No. We looked through it earlier today, and it,
I know, but it was written by the Pope, correct?
yes.
And I am
I'm
a
asking
follower.
questions here.
I'm clarifying.
Objection. In your papal bull, is that the one that was translated from Latin to English?
Yes.
If you're claiming that there was a mistranslation from Latin to Spanish, couldn't there also be a possibility that there was a mistranslation from Latin to English?
That's not what I'm saying.
No, because they have a papal bull that's translated from Latin to English. How do we not know that there's a mistranslation? Because they're claiming that there's a mistranslation from Latin to Spanish to Italian.
Anyways, so the Queen gave you her interpretation of the papal bull, correct? And she said convert or kill. Nowhere in here did it say convert or kill. So you were technically following the orders of the Queen, not the Pope.
Yeah.
So you're not following
I
the
should
word
not
of
be
God.
charged for these things if it was something that she did. The Queen should be in my position right now if you are going to accuse me of genocide.
You were the one to commit genocide. You were there when it happened. The Queen
Nowhere
wasn't.
did I say, or any documentation say that I committed genocide.
You and your men did.
Please.
You were in charge of your men.
When did I?
You
I
were
was not in
liable
charge
for
of my
what your
men.
men did.
These were thieves and criminals, exiles. I had no control over these men. They were not men that I picked. The king and queen gave me these people, and they did as they pleased.
But you were in charge of them. Even
They
if you
wouldn't listen to
had
me.
no control over them, you were in charge of them.
So,
Yes, you were. No more questions.
Oh, never mind.
Except for this.
Which one?
Don't say read the highlighted yellow part.
Use the highlighted.
Okay, judges, this has to be their last thing, and then we have to move on.
Okay. Then in a mass of other information is to say to the reader with a certain infectious calm, yes, mass murder took place, but it's not that important. It should weigh very little in our final judgments. It should affect very little what we do in the world.
where and anywhere that you just quoted does it say that I committed suicide? Christopher Columbus. Genocide.
Whistles!
But it doesn't say Christopher Columbus anywhere.
Objection. The definition of genocide is the deliberate killing of a large group of people, and he did not have control over his men who did the killing. They were under the Spanish crown and their orders. So should we not be convicting the Spanish crown of genocide rather than Christopher Columbus?
This is it's mass murder.
Hmm?
It's mass murder, decided.
But was it him or his men that committed the
but
mass
I'm on
murder?
trial for
And he had no control over his men.
You're technically left in charge. They left you to you. So you
They gave them to me and I didn't really have control over them.
He
How am
specifically.
I supposed to control different people? My sword can't do that many things.
I'd like to say that the judge even said that Columbus's men were in his charge. Or his command.
Define genocide.
In my own opinion,
Yes. No. Yeah. Yeah. Define it.
genocide is the deliberate killing of many people.
So would mass murder be included in that?
That would also be deliberate. Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
And trial, court
Wait.
is.
No, he's going.
It's 5 minutes left.
Yeah, YOLO. Okay. All right, Your Honor, please read the highlighted statements.
Take note of this. The final years of Christopher Columbus were spent attempting to secure the 10% of the revenue he had been promised before his first voyage. He is thought to have had gout or perhaps Reiter's syndrome, a tropical disease.
Christopher Columbus, so Your Honor, does it say anywhere in that document that Christopher Columbus died of syphilis?
You don't die from syphilis.
Wait, what?
You can't die from syphilis.
Doctor, can you die of syphilis if you don't treat it, especially in that time era?
You die of complications related to syphilis.
Is Reiter's disease considered a complication of syphilis?
I don't know.
No one knows. Anyway, so
I don't know.
You don't know.
Not no one knows.
Okay, so Mr. Columbus, it says there that you spent the last few years of your life trying to gather that 10% of revenue that you were supposed to get, but the Spanish crown didn't give it to you. The Spanish crown cheated you out of your money. They did. Wait, am I arguing against myself?
Do you think so?
No. Anyways, so therefore, the monarchs of Spain, they cheated you out, and
Objection, relevance.
the relevance.
Let me finish.
Let me finish.
I'm I'm now a defense attorney.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One last time.
So you were cheated out of the money that you were promised from Isabel La Católica. Did she ever explain why?
No.
Did you trust that she would pay you?
Of course.
Did you trust that she would follow up with her threats if you were to come back without any type of converts or any type of spices or anything for the queen and for the papacy?
Yeah.
What were those threats?
That I would die, pay back everything that was given to me, or be murdered.
Okay, so
Basically.
despite her threatening your life, she still did not pay you what she owed you at the end at all.
Yes.
How did that affect your overall well-being in the last 10 years of your life?
It was really, really stressful. My family wasn't really supportive because I did not get any money.
Is it true that you died in debt?
In debt? Yes.
Okay. Is it true that when you, because originally you came back to Europe and you were a big deal, and then you wrote this blog and you wrote a diary of your adventures, but then after all that, when you came back to your family, you were dying of diseases, several diseases really, and you died completely alone and without medication because you couldn't afford it.
Yes.
Objection, relevance.
The relevance is that he trusted Isabel La Católica. He trusted the papacy. And at the end of the day, they were not people to trust. Okay? And so maybe all that my client is guilty of is just trusting the wrong people. Okay?
At the end of the day,
Whistle!
Mr. Columbus was not the one that stole anyone. He didn't steal people's lives. He didn't steal people. You became the victim of mistrust. And he was cheated. And he died an ashamed man. But I'd like to conclude this trial, this day of trial.
You can't do that.
I can't get, I'm not saying I'm concluding, I'm saying we have no limit. So, either way, his effects were so positive, despite the fact he died a shamed man. Thank you.
May I ask a quick question?
George, you ask a question in the morning tomorrow.
Buddy, I know you.